Hello everyone. With the recent success of Dead Space remake, I wondered myself, have game remakes fallen off? Are they worth the hype or is it just a trend, remastering old games over and over again? The word remake basically means a completely new game based on an older game, usually a classic one, but there are variations on how this is defined. Some remakes don't make lots of changes. They take the original game and usually enhance it using different tools, such as using a new engine or upgrading the graphics, etc. However, remakes are more than just a better version of the original. Some developers make the same idea in a different execution. An example could be the Final Fantasy VII remake, which is a completely different game than the original Final Fantasy VII on the PS1. While in paper this looks good, what I've noticed, especially in the past years, is that remakes usually just sell you nostalgia. While not all remakes are trying to sell you nostalgia, I've definitely seen a drop in quality when remaking a game. Sometimes features are missing, or the product doesn't live up to the standards. The quality at times looks worse than before, and maybe the remake game has more bugs than the original. Or it's just that the original game just gives a better experience overall. My first example is The Last of Us remake for the PS5. What can you say about The Last of Us Part 1? It's a perfect game. The story is amazing, the gameplay fantastic, and the graphics of the original still look really good. So when I saw that they're remaking the game, I was originally confused. I was like, wait a minute, haven't they already done that? But no, that was a remaster. I watched the trailer for The Last of Us remake and to be honest, it looked great. I wouldn't say I was hyped, but it definitely made me interested. Well, the game came out and it received very positive reviews. I mean, it's a great game, which many people love. I really didn't believe that Naughty Dog would fuck this up. The visuals were beautiful and the environments and the art of the game looked so amazing and realistic. However, what's the problem with the game? Why is Vonnabe having this game on such a video which talks bad about remakes? Well, I was scrolling through Instagram and I got an ad. It was an ad about The Last of Us remake, and it was only 69.99 euros. I couldn't believe it. So I searched it up, and yep, it was 70 euros. Now on the Play Store it's like 79.99 euros in my country. Like, come on. However good the graphics are in the game, the original game is almost 10 years old. You are seriously trying to sell me a remake of a 10-year-old game for 80 euros? Not only that, but I'm not even getting a new experience. On the contrary actually, some features are missing. Yes, did you know The Last of Us remake doesn't have a multiplayer, even though the original did? Do you remember Halo the Master Chief Collection? Well, that was a lot of hype when it was announced. A remake of Halo 1, 2, 3 and 4 on PC seemed such an amazing idea, which made fans go crazy. Everyone was happy, and even though I wasn't following the development of this game closely, I would still get news about it from friends every now and then. However, when the Master Chief Collection arrived, well, it was broken as fuck. Bugs everywhere. Servers weren't working. Some people would wait for hours to connect to multiplayer matches and they'd never get connected. It might be a nitpick, however, I did search about the community's problem with Halo MCC, and a great issue was that the original menu scheme of the games and the credit scenes weren't included while playing the game. And maybe yeah, it sounds dumb, but for Halo, one of the most iconic things were its menu screens. Come on. And overall, people say the original feeling isn't quite back playing Halo MCC. While the developers did fix Halo MCC and fixed many of the bugs and issues with the game, it took them years to go through that, because at first they were ignoring the community, which doesn't look good at all. Overall though, great game if you buy it now. There are some issues still, like matchmaking in multiplayer, etc. However, that doesn't mean you won't enjoy the game. Oh boy, I'm excited to talk about this one right here. Even though it is a remaster and not a remake, I believe I need to mention this one, just because of what an important place it has in my heart. The GTA Definitive Edition. Man, this is an amazing story to talk about. So many things wrong with this remaster. Let's go in order, shall we? Well, it all started with the announcement of the Golden Trilogy of the GTA games. The most beloved games on the franchise was going to get a remake. My favorite game of all time, GTA San Andreas, was going to get remastered. Everyone was going crazy high, myself included, and I couldn't wait for the release of this gem. Firstly, Rockstar entrusted the remake of this game to a very small studio called Grove Street Games. Grove Street Games had made in the past the mobile version of GTA San Andreas, which it received awful reviews. So, how did the studio handle the remaster of this trilogy? By porting the mobile version of the game to PC. That meant that whatever issues the mobile version had, the definitive edition would have it too. Also, Rockstar knew about the quality being terrible. That's why they showed almost nothing about the progress or the gameplay of the games. They just uploaded a trailer on YouTube showing very little about the game and just announced a release date. Which, seeing it now, makes sense they didn't want to show much about the gameplay. Secondly, the art was terrible. You see, Grove Street Games used AI upscaling to improve the graphics and lighting, however they did a terrible job on it. They clearly didn't pay attention to detail and they let the machines do all the work automatically for them, while they were focusing elsewhere, I suppose. I don't know. Textures, graphics, lighting, models, all look terrible on this version. Actually, modders had made a better job in the past with all of the listed above, and the best part is that this was all for free. But no, you know what Rockstar did? They shut down the modders, threatening them legally. Lovely, isn't it? Lastly, for being called GTA the Definitive Edition, really was very ironic. The games had missing tracks compared to the original ones, and that's a pretty big issue for a GTA game, to be honest. GTA games are known for their soundtracks. Not only that, but also the games had so many bugs, which made the overall experience so much worse. So, we have a broken game, looking worse than the original, with missing content, and the worst part of all, when the Definitive Edition got released, the original were pulled off the store. If you wanted to play the originals, and you hadn't purchased them before the Definitive Edition release, you couldn't buy them anywhere. Good luck experience these great games the proper way. Listen, the story of GTA the Definitive Edition needs a whole video on its own, in which I'm planning to cover, but in summary, those were some of the issues wrong with the Definitive Edition. Why am I telling you all this? Am I trying to convince you that remakes are bad? Well, no. The remake of a game is a great opportunity for people to relive the experience they had when they were younger, and the new generation to be able to play those games like we used to, when we were kids. However, corporate greed doesn't care about your feelings or how much fun you had as a child playing these games. They care about making a successful game, generating them more money. While there are amazing remakes, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, which completely changed the game and made something amazing, or Resident Evil 2, that did such a great job remaking that game. I truly believe that the number of great remakes will be decreasing in the following years. You see, remakes when done wrong are just trying to sell you nostalgia. The Last of Us Part 1 Remake was a great game, however there were missing content and it's more expensive than the original. GTA the Definitive Edition destroyed the whole GTA original 3D trilogy with that release, and it's avoided funds, only for them to market it as a good remaster, so they sell it to you for 60 euros. 60 euros for 20-year-old games. Even the recent release of Dead Space Remake, which had an overwhelmingly positive reviews, the game did amazing and fans loved it. The studio had so many stuff and basically upgraded the original game and made it into a more 2020s type of game. But still, the price is 60 euros. It's an old game. I believe there is a little too much in my opinion, a bit too greedy. I truly believe that we are entering a dark era of gaming. Like in my previous video, gaming has become less fun and more like a chore. People are slowly getting burned out and we see more and more disastrous releases as time goes on. However, what started as a great way to experience the past with making a remake of old games now has become more like a quick way to sell a product without giving a big effort. While not always true, it does happen more often than you think. And that's why I believe that remakes are slowly becoming worse as time goes on. I really do think that the quality is dropping. Well, thank you for staying until the end of the video. While I don't think that all remakes are bad, hopefully you too see the points I'm trying to make by bringing this topic. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to see them on the comments below, and hopefully there are things that we can agree on with. While this video was delayed, I still try to keep the uploads consistent as much as possible. However, work and university do keep me down in uploading more frequently. I have 2 video ideas in the future that I'd like to dive deeper into the topic I'm covering. With that in mind, I do expect the following videos to be uploaded less frequently. I'll try my best though to give a consistent upload schedule. Subscribe to the channel in order to see future videos of mine, and like the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching everyone, and I wish you all a safe and wonderful day.